This video is brought to you by Kizer Knives.
Hey, what's up everyone? Tim here from Everyday Tactical Vids. Today we're looking at this, which is the Kizer Nomad. Kizer Nomad. Cool looking blade. It's an EDC blade for me. I've had it for a couple months. I've been EDCing it, I would say, for probably on and off for a month. Yeah, I like it. Persian style blade. Some people call it a trailing point style blade. This is a Dirk Pinkerton design. It's got the Kizer logo there, and then as far as your information, it's the KI4482A2 is the model number from Kizer. They do have a couple different versions available. So this is what they're calling the flamed version with the titanium handle. It's got kind of a purplish, bluish tinge there, and then kind of a gray, tan, brown color as well. They also have a bead blasted version as well. I will tell you that I do like Persian style blades. The Benchmade Bedlam has caught my eye. For every time I see it, I'm kind of like, oh, maybe someday I'll get that. So I just like that style, and for everyday carry, that sweeping blade is really helpful with cutting, and I just think it's classy. It's classy looking. So let me give you some of the details on the knife, and then we'll talk about my experience as an everyday carry knife. 8.875 inches from end to end. Your blade length is 3.75 inches, and that's a little interesting because of just that big sweep of a blade, depending on where you measure. If you're measuring the cutting edge versus just, you know, the piece of steel from the handle to the tip, but you're looking at 3 3/4 to about 4 inches as far as the blade. Your steel is S35VN, so another not surprising, another good steel from Kizer, and yeah, I'm telling you that the steel, having used it, it just keeps an edge. It's a good quality steel. You're not surprised if you know anything about S30 or S35VN, but it's a good quality steel. The pivot is, the action's really nice. The pivot is nice. I will tell you, I'm a little frustrated now because I got some grit in there. So I rinsed it out last night to really try to clean it out, but I got to disassemble it and get some of the, it's either sand or something in there that I got to clear out. But take a look at the handle here. There's your clip. So you're gonna have about that much sticking out of your pocket. You can see though that there's those two little holes up here, so you can carry it tip up or tip down, which is cool because a lot of knives, especially when you get higher end knives, you know, different people, they're like, if I'm gonna invest that amount of money into the knife, I wanna make sure that I can set it up the way I wanna set it up. So there you go. So you got the pocket clip there. It is gonna be a right hand carry knife. So there's the clip, there are the two holes, nothing on the other side there. Centering on the knife is really good. Just clean it off a little bit here. Especially these higher end Kizer knives. The quality control is really good. One thing that's cool is you see it's a little bit flanged out here. So it's another little feature of the knife, which is a frame lock, by the way, as you can see. But just show you there again, it's kind of flanged out there, which is cool. Locks up solidly. Haven't had any issues as far as, you know, with a frame lock, sometimes how they're built, they either open too easily or they're hard to open, but this thing's really easy, or it's right where it should be, I should say. Your flipper, no jimping there, but really, really smooth action. They do have a little bit of textured design on your pivot there, on your pivot hardware, which some people like, some people don't. I think it's cool. Yeah, I just think it looks nice. Give you a look down the back there, and then down the front here like this. So titanium handle, so it's not going to be milled out. 5.03 ounces for your weight. I hesitate to be like, that's heavy or that's light, because some people are like, that's really heavy. Other people are like, oh, no big deal, that's great. I want to show you real quick. That's what it looks like closed up. 5.125 inches for the handle. Now, one thing I want to tell you is that, speaking of the handle, I mean, you can see the overall style of the knife is like this, right? So when you grab it, and I've got large size hands, you got a little, it's not a hook, but it's the handle's trailing out that way. So I just feel like really good control on the knife. This is my tendency when I hold a knife, put my thumb on top of the blade. No jimping up there, which I don't really want. But I'm not carving with this. I'm not making spoons and bowls and stuff. I'm cutting stuff with this, rope, cordage, things like that. And I've talked about this before, but Kizer makes, I feel like they make really beautiful knives, and it makes me want to not like beat them up too much. So that's me. I know some people are like, get your knives, use them. I agree. But some knives, I'm like, I just want to keep that one looking pristine. So I'll use this for EDC tasks, but I generally clean it up at the end of the day. And you could see, though I have used it, the blade is in quite good condition. It's not like it's all, you know, nastied up with all kinds of stuff. It's getting windy out here today. I want to tell you real quick that at the time of this video, which is the end of November 2018, these are on sale over at Blade HQ for like around $129. And I looked on Amazon and some other sites, you know, you're talking closer to $170, $80, $90. So really good deal over at Blade HQ. I'll put links down in the description section if you want to check them out over there. So I've got some rope here. Let me just show you that it does a good job. And I say this regularly, I feel like, in videos, but you know, yeah, you're like, I have a knife, of course it's going to cut rope, but different blade designs are going to cut differently, right? So when you have a knife that's got recurve, that's going to be recurve or serrations, people think, okay, that's probably going to be particularly good for cordage. So with that sweeping blade, this is definitely going to be a slicer. And I can tell you that while other Kizer knives, like for example the Critical, it cuts well, it does the job, it's got that flat edge, versus this with that sweeping blade, Persian style, it's really quite effective, and you can actually see the difference in just the ease of cutting when you've got that type of edge. Let me get some more rope here, and I'll triple it over. So what would I recommend this for? This is an everyday carry knife for me. Blade HQ has it listed as an everyday carry knife. I agree with them. It's a classy looking one. Some people might say self-defense. I will tell you that the Benchmade Bedlam was actually designed originally as a self-defense knife. It was carried by security or bodyguards for some official royal, I don't know if it was royalty, you know, some president overseas in the Middle East. So I could definitely see, you know, this is definitely going to be a slicer and a slasher, but I'm generally a person who says, if you've gotten into a knife fight, you've gotten into a very, very bad situation. So you want to avoid that in the first place. Let me show you, here's 3 pieces of rope, and definitely does the job well. It slices, it cuts, it's an EDC knife. I think it's really handsome. If you like a Persian style blade, then this is one I would encourage you to check out, especially now because you're getting a really good deal over at Blade HQ for this knife. So this is the Kizer Nomad, and stay tuned on my Instagram feed, Facebook, Twitter, etc. Because you'll be seeing posts and pictures of this because I like it. It's going to be a knife that's definitely in my rotation. For me, a little over 5 ounces, no big deal. So yeah, check it out, Kizer Nomad. Thanks for watching the video here on YouTube. Please subscribe to Everyday Tactical Vids if you haven't done so already. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter. Check us out on Instagram, Tumblr, and Vero as well. More videos coming soon. Take care. So when you are gotta put a hat on, man. It's just so shiny today. On YouTube's, you start to get YouTube's.